Hello. Hello, hello, hello. What up, dog? What up? Kept you waiting, huh? I'm excited for today, man. Two things I've been looking forward to. Um, Releasing today. We got more shit releasing next week. There's just a lot. There's a lot releasing, so that's gonna be all good. We have Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I've not spoiled myself. I don't know if this is just like a proper remake or if they actually did shit. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a surprise. We'll just play it. I hope it runs okay. I might have to turn graphics down, but that's okay. I mean, I play the old games. I'm not expecting like, or rather, I can play it without it looking perfectly beautiful. I kind of okay. I know. Like it's a skip. The game's kind of a skip, but I also kind of wanted to replay Phantom Pain. Maybe not the whole thing, but at least like just play a bit of it. I don't know. I was watching some friends like replay it before this game released, and I was like, you know, mechanically I did like that game. The loop just wasn't that good. I don't know. There we go. The missions were a slog. Yeah, five was, or Phantom Pain specifically, was like, it was really good in like a couple of ways. And then everything with how the game played outside of that or how it flowed was just wrong. The story was a bit weird and off. It had parts that were really good, but there was a lot of stuff that I was just like, this doesn't feel the same. Not that not feel doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel right. And then just going through all those missions just kind of sucked. Like a lot of people just didn't want to get through the game because they just burnt out. If they just upped the amount of unique content in the game that you play through, game would have been all right. It was just, like mechanically, yeah, it was fun to dick around in it. So I kind of felt like it was a cool demo, right? For like what they could do with those games, but then like they just didn't do anything in that game. But then that plus, yeah, story wasn't quite it for me, so I was like, we'll see how this one is with this remake. We'll see if it's the same story wise and gameplay wise as the original. I loved Snake Eater. I did. Maybe not mechanically, but my favorite game was Peace Walker. We'll see. We'll see how this one is. Was Giga's go-to helicopter music for Phantom Pain? Oh, I did Maneater. Maneater would always play. every time it rolled up, but I had to make a special cut of it that cut out the beginning a little bit, like shortened it, because the intro to that song is so long that by the time Pequod comes in, he's like, Pequod to LZ, you know, as soon as he's coming in, the fucking intro's still playing, and I'm like, come on, we need the song to start, okay? So I had to change it. But yeah, but I used Maneater because I wanted to use one of the songs that they threw in the game on the tapes, you know, as like a thing that would reasonably play lore-wise, I guess. What the fuck is... Sorry, I'll be on screen in a second. I'm like untangling some wires. Oh, what is this? Something that keeps happening. My my wires for my controller, my cat likes to sleep on them. Like I'll just throw the controller on the rug, honestly, because keep this shit clean. But I just kind of like coil up the wire a bit so it's contained a little, and then he keeps sleeping on it, and then I like go to pick the controller up and everything's all fucky. I don't know what he's doing, dog. He keeps messing it up. And I need a new wire that goes from my mixer to my headset. It has to be like bent in this one spot or the signal gets weird. It drops out on one side. So I have to get a new one. It just started doing that. But I bend it and then rubber banded it. So it'll work for now. You know, it'll be no issue, but still. And you know, I'm trying to get like the new computer in here at some point, right? And I'm redoing a few things. As I'm going through like everything. I was looking at my desk and I was looking at my cable management in the back. Right? From all my stuff on my desk to my PC and vice versa. It's like horrific, but I can't make it better without doing a lot of things that I don't want to do, right? Like, I do not like bundling a fuck ton of wires into one bundle. When you need to access anything, it's nightmarish. It's stupid. It's the worst. Okay? I've done this before. Mechanically, it's awful. Then on top of that, a lot of the wires that I have are audio related. And when you put them together, their signals interfere with each other. No matter what you do to those wires to treat them whatever, you will have issues with signals, so things don't come through properly. So you can't even bundle a lot of these wires together when it's you know, audio related. So I'm like, man, even if I do bundle some shit together, other stuff really like shouldn't be touching. So I have to route it, you know, on the bottom of the desk with a billion clips maybe, and then even then, like, I have to undo every clip if I need to take a wire out, which isn't the worst because I shouldn't have to too often, but still. So it means that my cable management is going to be some stuff thrown together in a bin underneath the desk that clips onto the bottom, and then a lot of other stuff I'm going to use a million little clips to route it along the bottom of the desk to wherever it needs to go, but I have to keep them separate so that they don't touch, because all the audio stuff, like, really just a lot of it cannot touch. It stinks. Label them? Yeah, no, that's not going to solve this issue. Is the signal not protected by the casing? No. Even when you get a wire that's like, oh, the signal will never have an issue, it just... No. You can hear it. You can hear it. Even if it's a little bit. Even cables that have power going through shouldn't be bundled with audio. Yeah. So I've got I've got a new set of all these little thingies that I can attach to my desk to hang off the bottom and allow me to route stuff a little better when I build the new one. But I've just kind of accepted that a lot of things need to be free floating a little bit. I just can't. I can't. And I keep getting recommended all these videos, all these shorts of people being like, here's my desk setup, and they all have all of their wires bundled into one thick wrapped cable. And I look at that and I'm like, you know, the streamer setup just can't do that. It just can't. With all the shit we've got going on. Plus I have like way more wires. I have all my audio equipment everywhere. Those wires have to be like on the back of the desk routing into each thing. And then I have a billion wires all coming together to the PC. Then I have like a stream deck. I also have a phone wired directly in because that's for tracking. And like I have all my stuff with my capture card, which means I have wires going to the capture card, which then goes to my dock for my Nintendo Switch, which then goes to a monitor, and all of that is also attached to the PC. So there's just like so many other devices, and a lot of them have like 5 different wires. It's so much. Yeah, this is why I'm not excited about the idea of dual PC, because I'm like, this shit is already so gory and it cannot really get much better. You know, maybe aesthetically, but not like functionally. So I don't know. Hi, Numi. We have to talk about this airplane joke. Dude. Numi, it's gone too far. You find yourself running out of desk space quickly? Yeah, and I have the biggest desk ever, so I have to like, I keep this desk clean. I take shit off my desk constantly to leave whatever little, you know, bits. Little bits off of my desk. I don't know. I don't know. I hate setting this shit up. Oh. You have PNG ready because Delta isn't VTuber friendly. So I've heard. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Real gamer setups can be quite atrocious. Yeah, and the thing is, I also want to have my PS5 hooked up to everything so I can swap that into my capture card easily. And the thought of that, man, the thought of that, like adding that here too. I have to get a shelf. I have my desk. I don't have any shelving or stuff like next to my desk to hold things, really. I just have like a little cart that my my tower is on, and all it is just a bottom little rack to put this on top of, so it's on casters. That's it, you know, so I can wheel it around and vacuum under it, whatever. But I need to like get a little table or something, or a shelf to now put this PS5 on. Need like a rack you mount all your audio and accessories? No, because this stuff has to be reachable. That's the problem. A lot of this stuff is directly under my monitors on the desk, like behind the keyboard. I have an audio mixer. I have 2 devices. I have like a stream deck and something else that also have to sit here, and I have the phone. So I have 4 things lined up under my main monitor, basically, sitting here, and they have to be reachable. So they have to be in this location. So I can't, like, you know what I mean? I don't have any audio equipment that like can just go on a rack to the side, unfortunately. The only thing I could move off of this desk realistically would be my dock for my Switch. I could move that over, and then every time I have to play a game, all I would have to do is like stand up and go walk over to where I have that, pull off the Joy-Cons, and then sit down. That's like the only inconvenience, which is nothing, right? So I could move this. Everything else has to stay on the desk, man. So I put all my monitors on arms instead of their sense. They are on an arm. I have one like tri-monitor mount, so the space underneath the monitors is open so that I can put these things here. I promise you, I've done all of this already. Make a custom desk. There's nothing a carpenter could make for me that would make this situation better. I've like already min-maxed it. It's just that you need to have so much shit for streaming and for being a VTuber. You just have to have so much shit. That's all. And increasing desk space won't do anything because then I just put stuff in a spot that I can't reach. So it all has to be within arm's reach, arm's length, without me getting up, right? I need to be able to reach over and slap a button on my mixer quickly. Mid playing game, okay, I'm mid combo, I need to be able to take my arm and go boop and go back to my controller, right? That's just how it's gotta be. And before anyone says it, I do have a foot pedal as well, yes. I do have a foot pedal to also press buttons. So here we are, man. Here we are. And the thing is, I'm not concerned with like moving these objects around. I don't want to move them. I think they're min-maxed and they're great. I just hate the resulting wiring. Every single object that sits on the desk that has to be hooked up to the PC has a wire sticking out of it, or maybe multiple if it's audio related, right? And then those have to then get to the tower. But all the audio cables can't touch the other cables. So, you know what I mean? So it's like this precarious little thing. It's terrible. Get the U-shaped desk. Oh, I hate those. I feel claustrophobic with those. Or like, yeah, the donut desk. That stuff is terrible. They look cool. I like the idea of them, but nah, claustrophobia is crazy. Crazy. Terrible. Awful. Wire organizers and twist ties. Yeah, I basically have those, you know, those little clips that you like stick, you can like screw into the bottom of a desk so that you can like open them and just lay a track down basically, right? To like keep sticking a wire in. I have a billion of those. So if you get under my desk and you look up at the bottom, it looks like a circuit board, you know, because of like the way I have everything routed. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It was the only way to get a lot of them to not touch, you know. It's just how it is, man. Your desk is a workshop cabinet and a table next to it. Yeah, I mean, that won't help me with my stuff because again, it has to be like right near me, you know. I stop rock with isolation wrapping is probably what I do if I climb it. Yeah, no, it doesn't actually work for my needs. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. No one likes your idea because your idea was shit. You said, imagine a U-shaped desk, but it's like a zigzag. It takes up the whole room and you just move around in the huge desk. It's shit. Have you tried those tying up the cables to know which is which? You know, the issue is never knowing which is which because I have them all like separated out so I can easily look at the item it's attached to and go, that's for that. And then I do have some like that are like next to each other, that the ones that don't matter if they're near each other. I have those labeled, so that's all fine. The issue is not like trying to go to my wires and figure out what's what. The issue is when I stand back. Okay, I stand at the other side of the room. I stand back and I look at my desk. I could see so many wires hanging down from the bottom and then going over to the PC. Or hanging from the left side because I have a lot of them like routed under. That's where the let off is. And I'm jealous of people who have setups where they can just stick all their wires together because they can just wrap that bitch in one little thing. And all their wires can touch, right? So it's just like one snaking cable coming out from their desk. But a lot of my shit can't touch. So I've got like, so when I stand back, I've min-maxed it as much as I can, but when I stand back, I just see so many wires just separately sticking out from either the side or the back. And I can't bundle them because the signals get fucked with all the audio shit. Man. And then some of them, it's just like, I also have some stuff plugged in. So I have some stuff plugged in to another outlet as well. For safety purposes, because the the amount of like load that this one can take is like not really that good. So it's like it's okay, you know. So that's interesting. That's not the worst. Oh, you used to have the issue of running over your cables with your desk chair? Oh, yeah, no. Everything is like, none of the wires when I'm sitting down are like very visible. They go at the back of all the objects that are on the desk and either wrap down under the desk where I route them. Or there's some that go straight to left. My tower's on like my left side. There's some that go straight left so they can avoid the ones that go under. Which means I have a couple wires behind my monitor area just routed along the desk, which I don't like, but it's the best way to keep them separate. A lot of the audio stuff is up top like that. So it doesn't touch other stuff and get fucky with signal. But I hate looking at it. Can individual cables be coiled / wrapped? That doesn't fix anything. Unless you're saying like so that they can touch. That doesn't work very well. It helps like the slightest bit with certain types of wrappings, but it's just not like, it's just not doable. Trust me, I've tried and you could still hear like little things, or sometimes I would hear it in like my monitoring, and if I shifted a cable I could hear a little like a little bit of weird errant signal, even with wrapping stuff. Put the wires behind the desk while you shit under your wheels. Yeah, I don't know like what that person means. Does it mean that like the cables from their PC are like on the floor under their desk? Everything's off the floor. Or it should be. I mean, even if your cable management looks like shit, you just shove it. You get one of those like racks or a little like, they make these little hammock looking stretchy fabric things. You just throw the shit under the desk, attached to the bottom, attached to the underside of it. Like a cable box kind of thing, right? And you just use one of those. It's the best way. I'll show a picture. Let me find it. Just gotta get one of those like trays for it. This is what I used to have before I had all this like dumb streamer shit that can't touch. Because I used to be able to just shove all the wires into a box. It was so nice. Ooh, yeah, here's one where it's like this mesh one. Dude. This is how you hide the gore. This is like that meme where it's from The Simpsons and Homer has like all the skin behind his back tied up so he looks good from the front. That's this, but for cables. Look at that. That is gory. Like it's just everything like spaghettied together, but it's out of sight, out of mind. These things are great. You just put a little, you know, label. You put a little like red marker on that one, green on that one, so you can tell which is which. And there you go. You don't like it? I like it because the thing is, okay, don't try to tell me that those ones that have like, here, I'll show you a picture. A lot of people get things like this where it looks like the spine or whatever, where they just like bundle their shit together so it looks like one big cable. Don't tell me that all of your cables are exactly the same length, or they don't need to have spots where you start to like wrap them around themselves a little bit. There's always a point where you gotta get a little gory with the cables, right? So what they do is they do this, right? Whenever people are like, oh, just bundle them with one of those things, there's still a box. There's still a box to hide all the shit, you know? So you have everything plugged into the PC down at the bottom here, right? And it looks good, but then it goes up to a box where all the excess wire just gets like, you know, pooped out. It's just pooped up in there, man. So it's gotta happen no matter what, in some way, unless all of your wires are the perfect length to reach each object and go into this like cable thing, little snake. without a without having any spot where you have to like, you know, tie them together to anything, right? You just gotta. You just gotta. I have my most favorite thing under my desk is I have it's mesh fabric. I used to have a metal cable tray on my old desk, and I kind of liked it. This one, it's just mesh fabric, and it's flat against the bottom of the desk, and it utilizes the whole bottom of the desk. The whole bottom of the desk is like covered in this thing. And it's very taut. It can hold a lot of weight. And I can shove anything under there, but I can move some stuff. I can have like this thing to the left, that thing to the right. So instead of a small box that everything spaghetti's in, everything is spaghettied only with itself, and it's like a little separate. So when I want to pull out one wire, I'm not pulling out a rat's nest of wires. I'm just pulling out like one bundle related to that one thing. That shit is incredible, and it's so simple. It just looks like a hammock strapped to the bottom of the desk. You never see it. You just don't see it because it's flat against it. Everything fits because it's huge. It's huge. It's not like one little box. And it's so good. It's so good. I have that, and then I added some clips and things, so any wire coming out of there, if I want to like route it along the bottom of the desk to a certain point or whatever, you know, I can. And it's chill, man. I love it. I love this thing. And it came with my IKEA desk. That's it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put my expensive cable box on here, and I never did. Let me find. I got that IKEA desk that's like really deep. Like going back, it's very deep. I love this thing. It's the Becant desk in black. And they got this big ass version. And it comes with this wire mesh bitch. Hold on, let me find the picture. They got an okay picture of it. Dude, I had this really nice cable box that I bought a long time ago. This one, though, this shit works so well. Look at this, look at this. Okay, so the four corners are tacked down, attached to the desk, screwed in, right? And then it's got this like really tough elastic going around each edge to really hold this thing against the desk so it doesn't get loose over time. And it's just mesh. It's just mesh. But because it's so wide and it covers so much of the desk, like this is a smaller version of the desk, so it doesn't even do it justice. It's like several feet long, mine's like a 2 feet deep kind of thing, you know, going backwards. And being able to just route stuff through this has been so much better than any of those like expensive cable boxes. Honestly, I like this thing so much. And it's just a mesh hammock. It's like nothing. And it came with my shitty ass IKEA desk. Except it's not shitty. I really like it. But still, it's so good. I genuinely like, I just want to do this forever. Yeah, it's a little hammock. It's a little hammock. Well, it's a big hammock for the wires. So instead of, instead of having like a box that everything's spaghettied in, and then like you have to like really pull out the whole nest of wires to get to the right thing, I can separate stuff. So when I have, yeah, you hear him? Lucky, what? You have comments on the wires? I saw him drinking water this morning. He always does it when I'm not looking, but I caught him. I got to watch him drink water, right, Lucky? Like, I see the water level go down a lot. I know he's drinking the water, but... Look. Meow. Yeah. He knows. Anyway, this thing is good. I've had like several little cable boxes and stuff in the past and managed my wires with those. And when I wasn't a streamer and I didn't have quite so many wires to deal with because I didn't have so many like random objects on my desk, it was fine. But then when I needed to route a lot more shit off of my desk and over to my computer, around that time I also got this desk because I wanted one that was bigger. Specifically, I wanted one that had more depth. It went back further, stuck out from the wall more, whatever you want to say, right? So that I had room. I had room to place all my shit. And it came with this, and I was like, oh, I'll just put my cable box back on this desk. But I used this at first, and I was like, never mind. Never mind, this is so much better. So much better. But even so, you know, I can't have a lot of wires touching, so they still just stick out, and it bothers me. It bothers me. I think it bothers me not because of how it looks. It bothers me because I think about every time I have to dust here, I go and I have to like individually wipe the wires, you know? Like when I'm doing like a big clean, a proper clean, I have to go to all of them and dust them all. But they're not in one bundle, so I can't just go, you know? I have to like, I have to like wipe them all down if I'm trying to not have them collect dust. That's the annoying part, okay? That's the annoying part, man. So a picture of a streaming PC on this deep IKEA desk? No, I don't share pictures of anything. I think literally the only picture that has been taken with a camera of anything of mine ever that you guys have ever seen is that picture of the paper I wrote on, the handwriting. That was it. But I won't share pictures of anything. And I know it's probably way overly paranoid, but it's partially because I like the immersion, to be honest. I kind of like the immersion. But it's partially because I'm like, I don't even want you to see, like, my flooring. I don't want you to see my flooring, my wall color, my windows, like literally anything. Nothing. You know? Do I think anybody is ever going to use any clues from a picture like that and like try to track me down? Yeah. Will they be successful? Probably not. But you just never know. So like, why make it possible, you know? Why make it possible? Someone will find a way to rain bolt it. I mean, you have people that will literally look at like the sky and be like, I've located you. You know? Right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna share anything. I had one friend. This is something that happened to one friend. Is they shared pictures of like an apartment that they were looking at, but it wasn't pictures from like the online listing. It was a picture of the inside of a room that they took with their phone, and they posted to their Discord, and they were like, do you think I should like get this place? Like, do you think this is a good size for an office? Whatever, right? You couldn't see out the window in this picture. No window was in there. It was just the walls and the floor. But people knew generally what city she was looking in. No, it wasn't the metadata. No, it was even worse. Somebody went through all of the apartment listings in the city and managed to like narrow down, because they knew generally she lived like, okay, not city center. She did say like, oh, I can't do anything above this price. You know, she didn't give her exact price, but they knew like they could filter by that, and they were able to like match it up with the pictures of it listed online for the real estate listing. And they needless to say, she did not get that apartment, but like someone was like, oh, is that the one in this neighborhood? I was looking at it too. And she was like, what? And they were like, yeah, I was looking around because I was curious. It's like, I think that would be pretty good. And she was like, imagine if they didn't say it and they just knew. Brother, I can't. It's so weird. It's so weird, man. No thanks. Right? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. So there was one streamer. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm not sorry, though. This is one streamer that posted her staying in a hotel room, and someone was able to find her by the bed sheets the hotel used. I mean, it's true, because they use standardized ones for, like, the whole building, right? Shit's crazy. Shit is crazy. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, just don't share anything, dude. Just talk about it. You know, have a good time talking about it. People can relate if you just use words. You don't have to show it. You know? Even talking about it, be careful. Obscure some things. Maybe don't mention some stuff. Whatever. You know. People will like move out to the suburbs and start talking about what's going on. You know, something about their house, and I'm like, dude, just honestly, stay in the city. I know it's more expensive for streamers, but still, stay in the city. Live in a building. Live in a building. Okay, you'll be way safer. There's a reason a lot of streamers that had streamer houses, instead of going out and buying their own homes out in the suburbs, instead they're all buying condos and buildings, or they're staying in apartments. Like, so many of them have gone back to that life. I do not blame them. I think it's the right way. You know? So much better. Yeah, doorman or something, right? Because then even if someone wants to try and approach, they're gonna have to get into a building. You know what I mean? Like, they'd have to. So it's much better. I'm personally a lot more comfortable doing that. Look up a walk along, yeah, right? I don't know. It's just better. A castle with a moat. Yeah, I've thought about that. Like, I should just get a lava moat, right? The more you hear about soccer stories, the more you understand Zen or TTS. Dude, it's... Yeah, I... And the thing is, like, let's be realistic. Most people don't end up dealing with this unless they kind of are past, like, a certain size, right? Like, there's a point where I feel like it becomes inevitable. And most streamers don't talk about a lot of specifics because they don't want to bring attention to a person who did a thing, right? Or if someone does something crazy and then you talk about it, depending on that person, that might be what they want, right? That might be like it gets them to keep trying. So a lot of people won't talk about it, but they all have way more stories than they let on, is what I'll say. For sure. For sure. You currently live in freelance in California, so expensive. Should I move across the border to Mexico? Dude, why move countries? Just, you could go somewhere cheap in the US. Just, if you want to leave California, go to the next state over, dude. Don't go to another country. Mm-mm. Just so much effort. So much effort, dude. So when you hit the 3K mark, I've noticed is the creep sweet spot. It's a lot earlier than that. Way earlier than that. Everyone gets them no matter what. No matter what size. I feel like anything above like 1K CCV even, you're just... It's inevitable. Completely inevitable. It doesn't mean that they'll be successful, but like, people will try. People will 100% try shit. When I I won't say what happened, but like when I went on the trip with Mata and Mel, there was like several things that some people tried to try and like find us. A lot of like weird questions being asked. So people trying to do weird sleuthing and they were completely off, but you know, which is good. But yeah, it's just odd. Very, very odd. And like, we know what people tend to do. We know what's like not safe, so we tend to just like do not that. You know? Not that. But still. It's just weird that people even try. I don't know. You've known a couple less than 50 CCV streamers with stalkers. Yeah, I mean, it's just like your chances get higher the wider net you cast. but it'll happen, right? It'll definitely happen at some point. Hope you're having a great trip. Could you name the top 5 restaurants you ate at so far? Yeah, like that's the thing is I'll never, if I'm talking about what I ate, I'll tell you guys like one thing, but I won't tell you like, you know, all 3 things I ate that day, right? Because once you can establish a pattern, now shit can get weird potentially, right? Or if I'm ever recommending restaurants, I recommend ones that I don't frequent. Very simple. Because if I recommend stuff to chat and I'm like, oh, these are the best places to go that I like to go to. And then I'm like, oh, I have a friend visiting me. You could be like, let me check those places, see if they're there. You know what I mean, right? Stuff like that. So I just don't mention them. You know? Yeah, I wish I didn't have to. I would love to just say it. I would love to be able to just say that stuff safely, but, you know. Or if I'm telling a story, I'll change information in the story that is comparable and doesn't affect the story, but changes it slightly. And if I'm like, yo, we were on a road trip, and then we went to blank burger place. If it's some place that's not a big franchise, I'll just be like, we went to McDonald's, right? Or if we did go to McDonald's, I'll be like, we went to McDonald's. You know, I just kind of like consolidate that stuff into something that's not quite so specific. May I introduce you to lying was huge for me. I mean, it does feel bad to change some information too much, so it's better just leave it out, honestly. But if it's something like you actually ate it, you know, like a smaller chain, and you find yourself, I mean, realistically, you just be like, we ate burgers. But if you are trying to say something and mid-sentence you find yourself like your brain is just going quick and you're about to say the name of a place, it's easier to just change it to McDonald's than it is to go, we ate burgers, because your brain is on that track already. You're already talking, and on the spot, it's like, I'm going to say the name of a place we went to, right? So just like changing it is easier than omitting sometimes, because when you're talking live and you're just yapping, like, you know what I mean? It's easier to think fast in that way sometimes. I don't know. Otherwise, you like pause and it's like weird. People are like, "Wow, did you say the burger place?" You know, stuff like that. Yeah, the burger store. Yeah. You think you've ever went past someone who recognized your voice and are now living by the mercy of this random person? No. No. Because I just don't talk. I just don't. I also sound different off the mic. Like, anytime I have met a friend, they hear me and they're like, I didn't think that was you. And they're like, oh, now I hear, like, after, like, thinking about it. But if I'm, like, meeting a friend who I've never met before and I'm just like, hi, they're like, hi. And they, like, don't, they're like, And then after I talk a little bit, they're like, they could tell it's me by how I talk, but, you know, when I'm, like, not on the mic and I'm standing far away from someone, it sounds very different. It sounds very different. Voice changer confirmed. Yeah. I'm actually a 50-year-old man. And I'm 6 feet tall. Mm-hmm. It's so true. Is your stream voice different than from your IRL voice? No, no, no. I speak exactly the same. The difference is the quality of how it sounds on a microphone versus being across a room from someone sounds different. Pretty much every streamer has some amount of that. If you just watch any video of someone like walking around a con and they walk up to a booth and they're like, oh, it's this VTuber, and they have a mask on, they're like, hi. Like, you can tell it's them, but something about the quality of it, because they're not on their usual microphone, sounds a bit different. And when it sounds a little different, people are often just like, their brain doesn't assume that that's that person. Now, if they're listening for them, they might still be able to tell, but, you know. But I have a quieter voice. I'm like really quiet actually. So when I'm talking into the mic, you guys hear me pretty well. But then when I'm out and about and I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, and it's like, I just don't project my voice that much. I can, I just don't. So, you know, that's kind of part of it, for sure. For sure. Would you have gone the Zen TTS route given the chance? Fuck no, I can't be asked to do all that. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope, nope. You've checked antic frog suit. Dude, I have thought about the mascot suit. I have considered the mascot suit, dude. That route. Or like the inflatable dinosaur, you know, things like that. It'd be so fun. It'd be so fun. You didn't recognize Alma's voice on a con walk around until she started screaming. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty common. Yeah, like a giant Boris. Oh, could you imagine? It'd be so. Oh, I want to do it. You should have been Twitch, man. Honestly, I just want to put Hi Guy in the Twitch man outfit and make him walk around with an iPad on his chest, and it's just me. I should ask him. I miss Hi Guy. I love Hi Guy. Twitch man, Twitch. Oh, he's the best. Ooh, or Grass Lord. I'll be like, Twitch, let me be the official wearer of the Grass Lord outfit. Oh man. So what I don't understand people who are able to talk in public with a different voice from their natural one without stressing about it. Like, are they not afraid of their natural voice accidentally slipping up at the worst time? Like, people are able to spot that with Elizabeth Holmes. I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, I just use the same voice. It just sounds different on the microphone, so that brings me a little peace. The number of my own friends that have been like, is that actually you? And it isn't until I'm, like, sitting really close to them talking that they're like, oh, now you sound the same. You know? Brings me a little, you know, a little peace in my brain, I guess. So that's cool. This is how it is. Because it's not I've seen like 10 people type that they think I'm implying that I'm doing something different with my voice. For the 500th time, I'm saying being on a microphone is what makes it sound different. There's no way you're listening to me talk about this for 10 minutes and you're still saying that. Is your volume up? I don't know. I don't know. And this is why I find myself repeating myself a lot on stream. And then I'll watch myself back and I'll be like, oh, I repeated a lot. I'm like, why do I do that? Here it is. There it is. Every time. Yeah, like phone voice. Yeah, like obviously this mic is better than a phone mic, but it's a microphone. Literally nothing sounds the same as someone's voice in person. There's just nothing. There's nothing. The closest thing you could do is have someone talk to you, but they are literally in your ear. They're 2 inches from your ear talking. That would be closest to what a mic sounds like because the microphone is that close to someone's mouth. So it's picking up what someone's voice sounds like in really close proximity, right? So there's so much that changes when you like hold a microphone 10 feet away and then just talk, you know? And then, yeah, different mics are different. Some people have like really boomy, bassy kind of voices, but then you hear them out and about on another mic and you realize that only is the case with their mic setup and when they're close to it. And that quality of their voice is just gone when they're like far away, you know? Some people, it is still like that. It doesn't always just resonate, though. You know? Speaking of repeating stuff, why are you the #1 worst DM checker? I just am. I just am. So I have always, since the beginning of time, been in like work mode, where when an important message work related comes in, I'd queue it up, I'd get to it, right? And then when I was working, I would not answer my phone. I would not text back. I would wait until work was done, pretty much, right? Mid thingy of the raid. And then with streaming, I leave Discord open. But when I start playing a game, I move OBS over. That shit covers Discord. Discord ain't even there. It ain't even visible to me, okay? I have to leave it open if I'm expecting something. But I just leave that shit like that. I figure if it's an emergency, if it's really that important, someone will come into my chat, like a VIP or somebody I know, right? And they'll come in and they'll be like, check DMs. And then I'll check them. You know? But I figure unless it's that important, I'm just going to leave that shit. I'm streaming, you know? So I'm the worst. I'm the worst. There are a lot of times where people will be like, hey, do you want to play this game right now? And I don't see it. And I have no idea. But I figure if it's important to them, they can just say so. I tell my own friends, I'm like, just come into my chat and say check DMs if it's important. And if you keep doing it and it's not important, I'll stop listening to you. You know? Often enough, Oshi comes in saying you can check DMs. Yeah, exactly. That's just how it is. Did you see the clip in Geeking Out of you jump scaring Mike? Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Hold on, I'll show it. Thanks, Blazing. Hold on. Let me find it. This was yesterday. That game, Midnight Murder Club, I really love. Okay. I really love that game. It's super fucking fun. Because I'm kind of tired of a lot of the party games that we have right now. They keep falling into the same category of just like, you know, half board game, half like Mario Party clone, or you know, whatever. Like they just keep being, or yeah, Lethal Company light. And I like some of them, like for whatever reason I haven't burnt out on Peak. I really like it, but there were other games before that were kind of similar stuff that I was just getting real tired of, you know? But this one lets you shoot. And it goes fast. The rounds are quick. And it reminds me of a lot of older games that I played with friends, where we would just run around and kill each other. It's like shit like Quake, you know? Like you just hop into arena and you just go. So, I don't know. Something about that's like really, really enjoyable. I kind of miss that. I kind of miss it. Because I love this chat. You guys type like real motherfuckers, words strung together into coherent sentences, rare nowadays. Yeah, I also, like, I agree, but I also don't want this chat to be like, ooh, we're so different. We're so adult because we can type. People just don't spam a lot. But I'm also totally fine with you guys, like, emoting a lot more. Like, if you guys just posted way more emotes all the time and didn't talk as much, that'd be fine too. You know what I mean? Let's not trick ourselves and be like, we're so much better, we're so much cooler, you know what I mean? Be careful what you say, they'll get a big head. I think this chat's naturally older. Not that much. Genuinely not that much.
Oh my gosh,
like somewhat.
So many pregnant Mega Men!
Like I'd say average, yes, but there's still plenty of people here that are like young. Okay. Guys. I need you to understand how much I love this clip. Okay, are you ready? I popped through the door. You hear his scream. Oh. Oh. I've been knocked. Oh, I love that clip so much. Poor Mike. Poor Mike. Oh, you see it, Garrick? Shit was so funny. Oh my god. Yeah, that was Mike. I don't like how'd he hit that, dude? How'd he hit that? And then he dodged. He like physically bobbed out of the way. Oh, it was so funny, man. It was so funny. Why didn't he read it? Where's my TTS? I feel like I have to reload this like twice a stream. I'll read it. I just had knocked to a scream on that thing. Poor Mike. Normal Mike moment. Normal Mike moment. He scared his balls inside his body. They just disappeared. They just vaporized in an instant. His balls came off. Oh, man. I think it's, I've been knocked. He hits that note. I've been knocked. That game was so fun. I genuinely like it. I genuinely like it.
Sukurimu on Zato Sangu.
Yeah? Yeah? He was trying to say he wasn't the poopy farty guy. I was like, this is the poop fart guy from Twitch. And he was like, why do we have to say that? You know, he's trying to say he wasn't. All right. All right. You know, and that's how it ended up. That's what he gets for saying that. That is simply what he gets. We all are, though, to be fair. This is true. This is true. This is very true. But by we all, you mean like our little circle. Right? Right? He doesn't know it fully yet, but he fits in perfect with that group. Yeah, you know, Mike is the type, he will, like, never invite people to things if he doesn't already know that they get along, or if he doesn't think they already know each other. It's really rare that he does that. Occasionally he will, but it'll be like his usual friend group, and maybe he brings like one new person in because that person is looking for that, and he knows that. But he doesn't like crashing people together. You know, I love it. I do it all the time. Case in point, yesterday, right? I always do that. But I was like, nah, Mike will get along with these people. Like, it'll be fine. But he would never seek it out on his own because he's like... Mike has a lot of, like, weird paranoia about stuff that I think a lot of people do. A lot of streamers do. Where they're, like, afraid that they're going to embarrass someone in front of their chat. Or they're afraid that, like, what if people don't perfectly get along? And now they're responsible for, like, ruining that person's stream because they had to have an awkward stream, you know? Like, it's very normal streamer paranoia. But I'm just devoid of it, so I guess, you know, I just keep throwing people in a room. Yeah, and I brought Rev. I love Rev. And speaking of which, Rev is going to be on our team for Block Wars. Block Wars, which is Saturday. So that's going to be nice. Survey said he should do less collabs. He has a community that likes when he solo streams, which is good. Um, I don't know what this community wants. I feel like it's very 50-50. There are always so many differing opinions, and people who feel one way tend to, after seeing collabs for a while, are like, I want more solo streams. And then after a while, they're like, now I want more collabs. So I just do whatever. And we go through arcs or whatever, right? So it just, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I kind of don't mind. I don't mind. I think, yeah, right. Everyone's along for the ride. Exactly. Exactly. You wish Moon would interact with anyone ever. He said you wish he would play with his friends. Yeah, I mean, I've never looked. I don't know how collabs perform on his channel. I know there's some people that when they collab, they have so many people tune the fuck out. Which is okay occasionally, but if you do that all the time, those people stop coming back. It's just how it is. It's kind of fickle, right? And then there are other people that just like their streams to just be their work. They just like it to be their solo work. I sit here and I do my thing and I'll hang out with my friends later. And I don't know how Moon feels about it, but I know when he's done streaming, he like eats, does whatever he's gonna do. And he's in VC every night with friends. Like, you know, he has like a good social life because I see him there all the time. You know? He's like literally always hanging out with friends and playing games with them and stuff. So you don't need to do it on stream, right? So I always respect when someone is like, I just want to do my thing and I just want to solo stream, because I'm like, yeah, that's your work. I'm not gonna be like, let me in on that, right? I don't really care. I'm like, as long as I get to hang out with you sometime, I don't really care if it's on or off stream. Moon just interacts less with chat during collabs and he doesn't like that as much. Yeah, like I have gotten less, I'm not stressed about it now. I used to really hate doing collabs on my channel unless it was like a birthday stream or an event, or I would have to announce beforehand. I didn't like impromptu stuff. So I would have to like have it on the schedule for the week and be like, Wednesday we're doing this, so people had advance notice. And I don't know why I felt so strongly that way. I just felt like I had to, you know what I mean? Thanks for gifting your sub to GEEGA Pregnant Marketing of Hell. Show them Pregaman. We have Pregaman here. But yeah, I don't know. I used to be so stressed about it. And then over time, I got used to it. And I was like, if there's push to talk, I'll just talk to my chat on the side. And then if there isn't, this community just was really cool with it. But that's why I chat for so long before I start gaming. Especially when there's a collab. Unless the collab is just scheduled early and I can't avoid it. But I don't really like chat for 10 minutes, head into game, solo game, and then go collab for 5 hours, whatever. Like, I like to just sit there and just chatting for a bit.
Why am I seeing the evil Megan is pregnant? GEEGA, what the fuck, Dial?
I miss her, no. Sykkuno monologues at an open mic. He does. He just talks to his chat on open mic, and I find it funny. I start doing the same thing. I start asking chat what they think about the other streamers on open mic. I'll be like, guys, do you like when Sykkuno does that thing where he monologues? He doesn't know what chat's saying, and then I go, yeah, me neither. Sometimes I just do that, man. It's just fun, you know? Or I like to let chats interview each other. So if I'm standing next to that streamer, I can go, my chat, what do you want to know from their chat? And then me and the other streamer can communicate. And then we have the chats talk through us. I love it. I love it. Baldy used to do it more than we had the great weeb apocalypse. No. We should set something up, Garrett. Should do a thing.